You're gonna see some music videos over here because I want how you doing? Because I want to make that other channel into a music channel like I originally intended it to be, but I kept having to use it to upload because I kept getting banned. So yeah, there'll be music videos just here, but they're only gonna be here for like a couple of days. I'm gonna move them over there and just start doing more stuff over there. Just so I can keep it separate from whatever the fuck this is that I do here. This guy, this morning, enraged me. He triggered me so bad. And like, Jesus is Luke Skywalker gets mad about this too. We have this guy here. The video is great. You should watch this video. It's when Piers Morgan, he had a guest on who was just, I don't know, you gotta see it. You gotta see it. It's hilarious. But the guy, as he's showing this video, and he's not doing anything outrageous himself. He's just showing this sort of video that could be edgy. He's not taking any chances. They're going, the video is on TV. It's a live TV broadcast. Piers Morgan. Piers tries to go to say the N-word, and this black panelist starts like, look like he was crying. He started freaking out, like, how dare you can ask her to do that? I'll be the victim here. But it was funny. Anyway, as the guy's just talking about this video, he's like, excuse me. He didn't say excuse me, I just did. He's like, well, make sure you subscribe because I'm the only YouTuber you'll ever see doing this kind of content. Meanwhile, he's got like 1.2 million subs. Like he's, I see this a lot now. These handled guys, these controlled guys that want to brag. I'm wild. I'll do anything here. I talk about the, the edgy stuff. It's like, dude, you're controlled. You're an asset. The only people that are really talking about stuff, real stuff that's fucking kind of out there, are people you're never gonna fucking hear about. They're never gonna be promoted in the algorithm. That you have to kind of just run into, It's one thing that they have these COINTELPRO controlled guys that want to position themselves as some kind of arbiter of truth. And I love Charles Carroll. I think he's great, he's funny. But he's one of those guys too. Like, who's going to tell you this stuff? It's like, I don't know, me, Bass Commodore, fucking a lot of different guys will tell you this stuff. It's just like, you're not going to see us. But, yeah, it triggered me into coming out here and doing a video earlier than I would have. It's just like, I don't even know what can you say about it though? I guess I don't have much to say about it, except that it just triggers me like a woman. Because we fucking put up with the shit. We have to do the bans. We have to be told we're a bad man. We have to get the notices from YouTube all the time. How can someone who has, I don't even have 400 subscribers. I've been banned 5 times. Week bans. One was 2 weeks. I'm constantly having to be good. I have to be good now until July. All kinds of messages about other stuff, like comments I left for content warnings or community guideline strikes. You don't get all that and then accrue 2 million subscribers or 1.2 million. It's a joke. It's one thing if you're a controlled dude who's pretending to be a truth guy. That's fine. But don't go bragging about it, because it just makes people like me mad. Not that it matters. We don't matter to you. We're the little peon guys to you. But you're almost worse than the regular media people. You're pretending to give people something that you're not. It's even more fucking insidious. People know though. I mean, I think a lot of people know. I think only normies fall for that shit. Like, wow, it's because he's really based. That's up to him. I'll never hear this anywhere. Who else would tell me this? Get the fuck out of here. I feel like I just did something about complaining about Shills. I probably did. But it's aggravating. I guess that's it. That's all I had to. I just had to bitch and complain about that. Do I feel better? No, not really. Nice day here in Waikiki. A little too hot for me. I really want to get out of the sun. But yeah, it's just annoying. It's annoying when you do this, and you know, of course you never. I mean, you don't do it for the reasons why a lot of other people do things on YouTube. If you wanted to have success of some kind, you wouldn't be talking about this shit. And I'm not even talking about anything that bad. It's just, I mean, it's just things I'd rather not have people discussing. You know, that's why, like, if you look through the videos, I never make the thumbnails really don't have anything to do with what the video is about. You kind of just have to watch me. Because if I put titles, I've gotten into trouble for titles before. That was one of the reasons I got banned a long time ago. It was like my first ban was because of a title. And the funny thing is, I wasn't even talking about, the title was just the title I came up with on the top of my head. There was that QAnon shit going on, and they used to end their posts with where we go one, we go all. That'll psyop. And I was doing a video about how when we die, no one goes anywhere. You know, we don't move on to heaven because there's been no judgment. So I was trying to explain what happens when you have a person in your life die. You know, they die to you, but they don't really die. And not moving on anywhere. I used to think that, you know, before I heard that the quantum, what do you call it? Quantum physics theory of a movable energy, as far as when you die, you just go onto a different alternate timeline where you are still alive. I didn't really think about any of that at the time, so I was just thinking maybe they don't go anywhere because there's no time anywhere else but here. So at the moment of death, when that shard of your soul, or your part of the one, of the complete one that we are, when that leaves the body, it's just kind of held in stasis. Because once it's out of this area, this realm, it doesn't have to really go anywhere because there's no time anywhere else. It could just be frozen. That was just my theory at the time. And then I started hearing about that quantum theory about the multiple. I always heard the multiple timeline theory, but someone was positing that when you die, at the moment of death, you're transferred to another version of yourself in another timeline. And they were telling stories illustrating this. One with the mother who was driving her kid to somewhere. She had her in the back, a car seat. And she said all of a sudden she felt this surge of adrenaline. Like oh, something, you know, startled her. And her kid from the back seat said, Mama's car go boom. And she's like, what? She said, Mama's car go boom. Like she got into some kind of accident. Or something happened with the car ran into something. In other words, there was something that happened. The idea was that at that moment they were transferred, maybe just the mother, maybe the mother and child, transferred to different versions of themselves in a parallel timeline, one that's very close. And that has ties into Mandela effect too. They say a lot of times when you see something, the thing about the Mandela effect though, is whenever they try to explain it, whenever science tries to explain it, they always make it a personal experience. The problem is though, people are having the same thoughts, not always, but they generally have the same affected things in their life, like Berenstain Bears. Everyone remembers it as Berenstein, not Berenstain. You know, there are differences. Like, I don't ever remember Jif being called Jiffy, peanut butter. So to me, I'm not affected by that. And I've met many people that are affected by some and not by the other ones. But they try to tie it to a personal experience or a personal failing of your memory when it's not. It's a larger group thing that we're all having the same kind of, what they would call delusions. And the idea is that the way these parallel timelines work, or parallel realities or whatever, is they're laid out like waves, because it's all frequencies. It probably is like a wave. What do they call it? Not scalar wave. Scalar wave? No, I don't know. But the point is, the ones that are closest to you are the most like your current reality. So if you have to shift to another one of them, you'll notice maybe very slight little changes. And as you move to another reality further away, the changes become more and more profound. And I'm thinking, like, so if you're someone that dies a lot, you know, you get moved along these realities until you're in a thing where it's like, you know, you have Hector Macho Camacho is actually the president. You know, you could have that, which would be awesome. But that idea is has been put forth by the fringe scientific community people. Well, I don't know if they're fringe scientific. Quantum physics and that whole sort of group of guys that talk about this stuff come up with some really outrageous stuff. And of course, it's always done as like it's not taken seriously. Like, it's not in like the front page of a medical journal. It's more like a clickbait online. Like, do you have a doppelganger hiding in your own neighborhood? You know, quantum theory suggests that you may, like that kind of thing. So it's never taken super serial. But serial killer. I had one of those the other day. I had a serial. Oh, I wonder if I still have that serial killer gift. Sometimes I'll go through the time to create like an image or a GIF or something for a joke that'll be on screen for like not even 2 seconds. I gotta start keeping those, because, you know, why not use them again? My time is valuable too. You know, I suppose. But yeah, so this thing, it just got me. It got one good thing is it got me out of bed, because I would have laid in bed for another 2 hours for sure. I have this bad habit of waking up, and I know when I wake up I should do things like pray, do some magical bullshit, and do some breathing, right? I never do. Or I'll do it for like a couple of days, and then, like, you know, and that'll be it. Like when people with their New Year's resolutions, you know, the New Year comes around, they go to the gym every day. It lasts like a week and a half. The thing is, you gotta make smaller changes in your life. I'm gonna jump on a completely other fucking train track here, but whatever it is, like, you know, dieting, you're trying to lose weight, you're trying to do something. Whenever you're like, all right, from now on, I'm going to, it's over. It's not gonna happen. You can't do that. You kind of have to trick yourself into things. You know, like going to get fucking something to drink in the afternoon. Like, oh, I'm not going to get the Starbucks coffee. I'm going to grab the water. You know, you just kind of work those things in. You got to trick yourself. You know. I love when those guys act put out when someone's walking by. Like, I was in the middle of making noise and looking like I'm working. What the fuck, you know? But yeah, you have to kind of, because your brain's not your friend. Your brain will fuck you around if you fucking has a chance to do so, as we've seen here many times. But so you almost have to like do like what I do when I'm trying to cross the street. Just don't focus on crossing the street. Try to think about anything but crossing the street, because as soon as you think about crossing the street, a whole parade of cars are going to come. That's quantum physics, you know? Like when I talk about entering a store, there's no one in it, but I want peanut butter. So when I get to the peanut butter aisle, there's like 10 Asian guys staring at the peanut butter. I've made that happen. I put my attention on that, and therefore everything else flowed to that. Just like the like a double slit test. I haven't mentioned the double slit test in at least a week, so I gotta bring that up again. No, that's not double slit test. That would be more like you're creating a point of attention in your mind when you start thinking about something. It gets the other disparate atoms and particles and all that bullshit to kind of go where you're thinking, and they converge on that point that you're thinking of in your mind. So you gotta be tricky. I go in the store and I try to think about women's lingerie and just try to focus on that really hard. That way when I get into the toy aisle, there's no one over there. There's a bunch of perverts in the women's lingerie. You gotta have fun. You gotta have fun with things. You know, that's our job. Not to figure anything out. I mean, figure out stuff if we can, but our main job is to point and laugh. Mock the devil. Because you can't beat him, right? You can't beat him. You can only starve him and make fun of him. And making fun of him hurts him so much. He's such a fucking seething fucking bitch. You can't take it. He's very important to him that you think he's cool. Like, he loves this stuff, like the fucking music and art, movies, and he's like this cool character. He loves that shit. But you tell him his pants are too low. Oh, he gets fucking real mad. He gets real mad. Sees. That's what you gotta do. It's your job. Just making fun of the devil. And laugh among friends, those who know, those who are having a shared experience. Like here, you know. And we're all gonna make it. We're all gonna get out of this fucking... We're all gonna blow this popsicle stand at some point. But until then, thanks for dropping in. Go playing the teacher. Playing the skull.